The Klaipėda Drama Theatre had its beginnings in 1935, when the Šiauliai Theatre closed and was moved to Klaipėda, where it was renamed Klaipėda State Theatre. In 2015, the theatre was rebuilt and incorporated a great deal of new stage technologies, and perhaps most notably, integrated with the Meyer Sound Constellation system.
It's important for us that the theater has great acoustics so that when actors speak, the audience can hear them clearly. For example, in situations where an actor turns their back to the audience, the sound still needs to be delivered well. Acoustics in the theater have never been bad, but Constellation has completely changed our understanding of sound. The way we are able to use sound in our theater is totally different to others. I'm not only talking about sound effects, but also about how we can use sound in various applications and the different types of events we are able to host. We have over 300 events every year, and not a single one goes ahead without the use of Constellation. It is possible, of course, to turn the system off and use the hall's natural acoustics, which are not bad, but if we want to provide audience with comfortable and quality sound, we will always use Constellation. As an example of Constellation's quality, I once heard a chamber orchestra conductor and artistic director remark that you have to play right, because in this hall you can hear every instrument. We have a lot of great reviews. Our last premieres were international, and the director Jan Klata said that it's simply a pleasure to work in such an acoustic environment as this. The composer of Agata Duda Grač's play Between Lena's Legs or Death of the Virgin said that working in this theater was a unique experience for him. If I had to weigh which was the most successful investment that took place in 2015, I would definitely say it was the Constellation system. One of the most defining plays of our theater is Sons of a Bitch, directed by Eimantas Nekrošius. Usually Eimantas Nekrošius does not dabble in technology. The soundtrack that runs throughout the play is very subtle, especially towards the end where it is thundering, and it becomes louder and louder to represent collapse, death, doom. It just shakes the whole hall and sounds incredible. People flinch. Even Eimantas Nekrošius, who rarely uses such effects, loved it. This sound system has a lot of impact on shows of our own as well. For one thing, we have started incorporating music more often. And of course, many artists who know that we have the Constellation system try to hold their performances here, from chamber pieces to larger scale concerts. Sometimes they ask our sound engineer to make a recording of the concert so that later it could be sold as a record. At Klaipėda Drama Theatre we hold a range of events, from Violeta Urmana concerts to plays of our own. A lot happens here.
The Constellation system has broadened our horizons. Previously, if you wanted to pick up atmospheric sound in a performance, you had to hang 2, 3, 4, even 5 microphones. But with this system, everything is simpler. All it takes is the click of a button and you find yourself in the acoustic environment of a cathedral or a drama theatre. From my point of view, it simplifies the job massively. Now the main task becomes how to present the content to the viewer in a more interesting way. Many people don't realize that the hall has a sound system, and it makes a huge impression on them. As for the actors, from the day the system was first activated, they said they feel as if the audience is much closer and they don't have to say their lines as loudly, because everyone is now in the same acoustic space. Lately, a lot of attention has been drawn to sound design. Just as light designers create lighting for a performance, we create sound. We create one big common atmosphere. For me as a composer, there are no limits to working with the Constellation system. When it comes to composing music, arranging it in space, the system is immensely helpful. I used to mix a track just in stereo, left, right, further, closer. But now I have separate soundtracks and mix them in one space as if there was only one listener. Depth appears automatically. I can create an entirely different texture for the listener. It's not uncommon that the audience even gets a surprise if I hide different textures when people talk, ride, fly, or birds chirp. I often see spectators turning and looking around during the performance. We're often asked, what can we do? To which we reply, what are your needs? There is no idea that cannot come to fruition in our theatre. We can fulfill any ideas that come to mind. I would recommend all theatres to employ such a system. Constellation also simplifies the work of composers, removing the huge load that is mixing. Just playing a track from one side or another, from a corner, allows you to feel the space, to feel the direction from which the sound is originating. It helps a lot in performance.
My first experience with the Constellation system as a performer, I was in Chile, in Santiago, and in a venue, in the beginning of the day, somebody has pushed the button and suddenly the sound has appeared all over the place. On the stage or in the audience, it was so impressive, it was so amazing experience. We were surrounded by the rich, nice, friendly sound. And now as a composer, I have prepared the Tarplenus Koju performance in Klaipėdos Dramos Teatras in Klaipėda, in Lithuania, and I knew that the Constellation system is there. So I knew the work would go really smoothly. It gives you a control of the richest sound you can meet in places like performing arts centers or theaters.